What's happening, my people? So, this is season 3 of Jessica Jones. And this is the last of the Marvel slash Netflix series. So, it's bittersweet. We see this end and go out on this note. I think it probably would have been fitting for Daredevil to be the last since he was the first. But Jessica Jones going out, I ain't mad at it. To end off everything. Hopefully the characters will pop back up in the Disney universe or whatever, but we'll see. And my first thoughts is I didn't jump on this quick. This is it's Tuesday, so it came out like Friday. So if you want to be an elite reviewer, YouTuber or whatever, you binge right away and you get to it and you finish it off right away. So by Saturday morning or something, you supposed to be done. You hurry up and get your content out. I didn't want to watch it. I knew I was going to watch it, but I wasn't in a hurry to watch it. Then I had some friends hit me up. You watch it. You started getting into it. I was hearing some good things, and I was like, I'm gonna get to it. So I finally put it on. It's pretty good. It actually was pretty good. I actually was surprised. But some of the things that they were saying, I ain't gonna lie. Like Jessica Jones, she was like, you killed my mama and this and that. I honestly had forgot all about it. Season 2 was so terrible. Season 1 was off the chain. Season 2 was so terrible, I didn't remember anything about it. Like, I had to really sit there and think, like, or just put it together whenever I hear them talk about, like, things from Season 2. I'd have to kind of, like, piece it together in my mind. Because I put that off. I didn't want to remember anything. That season was terrible. So expectations going into this one was real low. This one, the characters, they are on a different trajectory and stuff. Trish starts off, man, I don't like Trish, but I didn't like Trish probably last year. I know I did my review on it. I don't remember what I said. I remember I said it was trash. But I think me and my cousin did a review on it. I'll probably link it. I don't know. I might not link it. That's a lot of videos ago. But I didn't like it. Trish, I definitely, because she came off, she been jealous of Jessica, man. All this time, like Jessica, she wasn't happy that she got these powers and stuff. It was like a burden to her. And she got to be responsible for all this and that. And she wanted what Jessica had. Like, she rich. And she got these gigs and she doing well in life, but she wants what somebody else has, man. And so she wants to be like Jessica so bad. Jessica's powerful and this and that. Jessica don't want it. So this season, it starts off, she has her powers. She's Hellcat. So that's her comic book thing. To be honest, like in the Jessica Jones lore, in that, like I've been into comic books. Like I have a conundrum of cornucopia of comic books. Try to throw some words out there. I have a bunch of comic books, but I ain't gonna lie. I read like a little bit of Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Daredevil. I never did really get into Jessica Jones and stuff, so I didn't know any of her backstory and stuff. So Hellcat, I had to Google it. I had to look it up to see who Trish was in the comic books and stuff. And they had a piece on here whenever she was dressing up, she was trying to find costumes and stuff. And she had one costume, and she looked at me and she was like, she stopped for a second like, this is tight. And then she was like, oh, hell nah. So in my mind, I never had seen her, but I knew, I was like, that's her stuff in the comic books. Because Luke Cage did that on one of his seasons. And he had on his yellow with the little crown thing and the chains and stuff, and he was like, oh hell no. So it was like similar moments. So I got the joke, but it wasn't as funny because I didn't know what she looked like in the comic books. But then I Googled it after I seen it, and yeah, that was her costume or whatever in the comic books. and it doesn't translate in real life. Like, it's crazy out of all of them. Like, Daredevil's the only one that really has a costume, and so he runs around with the Defenders, and he looks very retarded. He looks crazy. Sorry for using the R word, but he looked crazy. But this season was good, man. This season was good. Not two things, but one thing I didn't like about this season, I didn't like episode 2, and I didn't like episode 11. I hate whenever TV shows do that, because episode 1 was a Jessica Jones episode. Episode 2 was the same exact episode, except for it was through Trish's eyes. Episode 10 was the Jessica Jones episode. Episode 11 was a Trish episode, and it was the same episode, but it was just from Trish point of view. So I hate whenever they do that. They to me, that's lazy writing and stuff like that. It might, you can use that trick maybe one time every now and then, but you can overdo it. And I think they just want to fill that 13 episode quota up. Maybe they wanted to highlight Hellcat. They wanted to highlight Trish. Man, fuck Trish. I didn't like Trish's character. She was very selfish. She was narcissistic. She was crazy. The villain on here, whenever they finally do introduce him, he's a weird character. He kind of like a Lex Luthor type. He's not physically imposing or whatever. He's very smart. He's very smart. This season is very noir. It is not a Daredevil Iron Fist season. It isn't scrapping and going through all different kind of places, fighting everybody and stuff. It's showcasing her. It's showcasing psychologically how different things affect people. It's showing growth. I think Jessica Jones grows a lot in this season. It shows some people grow, some people digress, but they are up and down in this season. The characters have good arcs. I like the individual characters' arcs on here. Like Trish, I don't like her, but I like what she plays in the show. Like she does have her role or whatever. The villain on here, he crazy, but he's very smart. So you gotta cut him off and stuff. And he always had. It's like a game of chess, and you kind of it showcases Jessica Jones' detective abilities. It's kind of Batman-esque. Like Batman, he's such a great detective and stuff. They never showcased it in the movies. I think they're supposed to on the next movie. But Jessica Jones, they showcase her marvelous detective skills. Like she on point with the detective stuff. Like she do, whenever they have her cases and stuff, she do crack them, and she finds the clues and stuff. I like that about this season. Like she's very intuitive, ingenuity. She's very good. But there's some things. What do I like? What don't I like? I think they drug it along too long. I know they want to get their 13 episodes in. Oh, maybe if they would have introduced like maybe some more foes, or she would have traveled, then the world would have been bigger. Or if they would have had more collabs, like since this was the last Netflix series in the thing, they could have maybe introduced everybody in different episodes and showcase them and have different like missions and stuff and help them out or whatever to make the season full. But like it followed basically the same. Like everybody had their own little stories. Like let me try to get the characters' names right and stuff. Like what's the lawyer? Like Jaren Hogarth. She has her stuff. She's dying, so she on her last leg, and she's kind of ruining lives and stuff. She don't know what she want to do. Like she's good at times. She's evil. Like she's trying to steal this woman from her husband, and she ends up doing some things. I ain't gonna give too many spoilers. Trish is trying to deal with her powers, and she wants to be a hero so bad. Jessica Jones is trying to do her trying to do her job and just be off the radar, man. Like, she wants to live her life. She don't want to be bothered, man. She just wants to. She's caught up in her way of thinking, man. Like, she don't want to be in the spotlight and all that shit. Malcolm. Malcolm he's fighting good and evil because he's working for Jaren, and she's making him do evil things. So he's questioning his morality. Jessica Jones meets up with another superpowered guy in a bar, and so his powers are kind of like telekinetic, in telepathic or whatever. So kind of he can sense somebody's goodness or badness in their character. So if you were evil and I go by you, that's how his powers work. So he don't know necessarily what you have done, but he know that you have done some bad stuff. He got like a spider sense for bad guys. So it comes in handy, but he's not necessarily using it for good. He ends up kind of being Jessica Jones' love interest. To me, it's hard seeing different characters as her love interest and stuff, because I'm like, they can't hold a candle to her. In the comic books, you know that her and Luke Cage got together and had a baby and stuff like that. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to see her with nobody but Luke Cage and this and that. And spoiler alert, you can turn the video off now, or you can fast forward maybe a minute. Luke Cage has a cameo. It is quick. It's about a 2-3 minute cameo maybe. But I was so happy. I was elated to see Luke Cage. And the crazy thing is, like, it was picking up where he left off. Like, on his season, he had the suit on and stuff. So he shows up with the suit and everything. He gives a little pep talk, put a little pep in her step. Hey, I was so happy to see that. It blew my mind. And it was just a small smidgen of stuff. But, oh well. You see Trish, she kind of spirals out of control. Things happen in her life in here, but it parallels her adult life as well. You see different things. Like, the first thing was when she killed Jessica Jones' mother. You kind of see the darkness there, because she wanted to kill her, because she had that in her the whole time. She feel like she has to do this or that. And once she gets these powers, it's the same thing. And they kind of show the backstory of it. Whenever her mother was teaching her how to act and how to get roles and stuff, she always told her, this is on you. You got to do this and that and that. And so they carried on with her through her life. And so she just became that kind of person. So the mother was crazy in that dynamic as far as pushing her too far and stuff. But the mother had some good in her. She did help a lot of people. She took Jessica in. She helped a lot of people's lives. You see that later on. I'm not gonna give every little piece of information, but some friends turn foes on here. It's kind of like a Jay-Z song from back in the days or whatever. Friends, I'ma just put it that way. Friends turn foes, but Jessica, her loyalties to certain people, she wanna try to help these people, and she don't want to throw them under the bus or whatever, and she gotta wind up helping the villains to try to help the heroes, and kind of, it's confusing. You gonna have to watch it, but they got some. One thing I didn't like, I wanted to take note of this. I took a mental note. Why on movies, whenever somebody tries to hide, she helped Trish go into hiding for a little second? Why people always go to the little seediest motel or whatever? Like, if somebody is after you, they can walk into a little seedy ass motel and just kill you. No quarrels, no gripes about it. The hotel residents or whatever, they ain't gonna have no they got prostitutes and all kind of stuff. They're not gonna have security and stuff watching over you in a little seedy ass motel. Whenever people go into hiding on movies and etc., if you're not running from the cops, if you're running from like a criminal or something, why don't you go to like Trump Tower, or you go to some place nice? You in New York, go to the W Hotel or whatever. You can't walk into those establishments and just do what you want to do. Like, you got to show your IDs. You got to have cards to get on elevators and this and that. Why don't they do that? I'm pretty sure if some superpower people is after you, like Jessica, if Jessica Jones was after you, she can jump up skyscrapers and stuff and knock out the window and catch you anyway. But just for the regular rinky-dink person that have a knife or a gun or something, like, I'm pretty sure you can hide at the W hotel. You can hide at a whatever the fancy hotel is. And Trish got money. It ain't like she broke. Like, I could see if it was the little black dude, like he had a good job this year. But like last season, when he was on crack and shit, yeah, he probably would have been in a CD hotel. But Trish shouldn't have been in that. Trish got money. But anyways, I'm just on a tangent. But I did like the season. I liked the character. I like the character arcs in the way they went with the story and stuff. Things I didn't like. I didn't like them just drawing it out so long. Like, it was gonna be 13 episodes, but I think they could have filled the episodes with more diverse stories. They could have had like maybe different villains or something, or different like high profile cases that she could have worked on than like the same villain the whole time. And then like it kind of switches up towards like the last 3 episodes, maybe it kind of switches up a little bit. But I don't think it had to be 13 with the format and how they did it. It could have been a little shorter, but I did like it. It was one of the better Netflix shows. But I don't want to like. I give it an 8. I give it an 8, man, because I can't lie. I started it yesterday. I started like, I don't know if I started in the daytime or nighttime, but I finished today. So in a day and a half, and I finished 13 episodes. So that's like 11 and a half hours of viewing, and I did that in a day and a half. Like, it was good for me to just continuously watch it through the day and stuff. It was good. So I give it an 8 out of 10, man. If you haven't watched it, I would say for you to watch it. And if you have watched it, I'm kind of freestyling off the dome, but I don't want to give like too many spoilers. I don't want to give like too much information. But to some people that might have, I'm pretty sure you probably watched it. If you watching my video, you probably have watched it. But I don't want to give too much. And then certain things, like, I remember the show, but like, it's hard to go detail for detail of 11 and a half hours of viewing time and put it in maybe a 10-minute video. So it's not the easiest thing in the world when you're going off the dome as well. And I'm not going to go episode by episode by episode by episode because I didn't write it down. But I say to watch it, man. 8 out of 10. Good season. Sad that we got to see the Netflix shows go. Do you think that they're going to come back? Do you think Disney going to bring them back? Luke Cage showed his face, man. He showed his face. At the end, they had like somebody was trying to get away, and they went to like a legal plane type thing. They was cargo plane jet thing. It kind of reminded me of the people that was smuggling on Iron Fist. So it was kind of a bunch of crossovers and stuff. They mentioned everybody but Daredevil. I don't think I remember a Daredevil reference. They did mention Rand Industries, with the lawyer did. So they kind of talked about it a little bit. But I would love to see where these stories go. I would love to see Luke Cage. Like to see Danny Rand. I liked Iron Fist, man, the last season. It could have been better, but him losing his fist and then have the golden guns, that was whack as hell. But anyways, man, holla at your boy, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Go be the greatest of the most hated. Do you think it's going to come back? What are your thoughts? I know it's going to be like 2 years if it does, because the contracts got to go out. Got to run out with Netflix for Disney to pick it back up or whatever. But we'll see. Peace out.